Hello, and I would like to welcome you to my new Let's Play. This is actually the game that got me all into Super Robot Wars. Yes, it's made by Pan Presto, and it is in fact Super Robot War, or Taisen, I guess I should say, Original Generations. It originally came out in 2002 in Japan, and luckily 4 years after that, the great company Atlas decided to actually port it over here to the US. Now, this is one of the first of 3 titles to be officially translated into English. We got this one, we got the second one, and we got the one for the DS that's eluding me. It's some poser, I honestly could care less about it. But yeah, so without further ado, let's start then. New game. Now, at the beginning, there's 2 characters you get to choose from. You have Ryusei, Dante, or Kyosuke, Nunbu. Now, in this game, I'm going to give you, since all these are original characters from the various Super Robot Wars game, I will be nice enough to tell you which one they originally came from, like what their first debut game was. Ryusei's was Neo Super Robot Wars. I think that was for the SNES or PlayStation. I can't remember. It's either one of those. And that's where the SRX team appeared. Then we have Kyosuke Nunbu. He first appeared in the one of my favorite games I've played so far. Not the whole way through yet, but still. From the Compact 2 trilogy. That is right, Compact 2 for the Wonder Swan. It actually is a trilogy. There's 3 games in total. It's about the ATX team. Well, more specifically, it's about him and Excellent. Excellent is also from that game too. But by a landslide of votes previously to this video, I got an overwhelming vote for Kyosuke to do his route. Or route, whatever you prefer. So let's start. 179, Southeast Pluto, Outer Sector. All units, report status. Blocks 4-9 and 2nd Brigade are gone. Main cannons disabled. And Gigascudo? Surrounded by enemies, sir. We're outmatched, sir. We're overmatched? Okay, we're overmatched, sir. We should retreat. There must be something we can do. These bug-like mechs are not of this world, sir. Aliens? Most likely, considering their size and numbers. Their carrier must be near. We're in grave danger, sir. Just when we reached the outer rim of the solar system. I know, I'm sorry, sir, but we must retreat. If Hiryu sustains any more damage, we'll never make it back to Earth, or even Mars. Very well, recover Gigascudo, and pull back. You'll pay for this? Well, that was Daitetsu and, Sean. Nearly 2 centuries ago, the human race advanced in space, ushering in the dawn of a new era, the space era. Due to devastation and turmoil caused by the meteors that struck Earth in the early years of the 21st century, human life changed little over time. In 179 SE, a 3rd meteor, Meteor 3, struck the Earth near the Marquise Islands in the South Pacific. A research team dispatched by the Earth Federal Government, EFG, discovered that Meteor 3 consists of substance containing technology previously unknown to men. They called this the New Technology Extra-Over Technology, or EOT. Further analyses were conducted by the EOT Investigation Committee, under the strict supervision of the EOT Council. Upon conclusion of the investigation, Dr. Bain Zoldark, the head of EOTI, reported to the EFG and the Earth Federation Army that an invasion by extraterrestrial beings was highly probable. The EFD took the warning seriously, and the development of personal troopers, humanoid mobile weapons, began. Man, that goes way faster than I remember. Oh, whatever. That's all. Be sure you'll be testing the mech. Sir, I have a question. What is it? I saw the spec sheet. This mech, the Wild Raptor, becomes highly unstable when it transforms. It's not capable of handling a live fire exercise. Live fire. The tanks are only loaded with paint rounds. At worst, you'll just have to clean the paint off your mech. Live fire isn't my only concern. Are you trying to disobey my orders, Corporal? No, sir. I would risk my life to follow your orders. But I'll have trouble evading enemy fire, so we won't get reliable data from the mech. Should we risk a valuable PT just for the sake of conducting some tests? I make the decisions here, Kyosuke. But didn't just Dispense number 2 go missing because of unnecessary testing, sir? This test is necessary to approve the mech. You disappoint me. Don't you have any guts? It's urgent. We develop a powerful airborne PT, but... Now report to the test area, Corporal. Roger that. I don't like him. Oh well. He's probably a defective mech. I'll be rid of him soon enough. It's a small sacrifice to make to have Mal Industries beholden to me. Hans, you are a dick. You'll grow to hate him. Episode 1, Broken Wings. Kyosuke, you'll grow to love him. He's a total badass.
The Wildbird's here is airborne. Target drones placed and ready to go.
Are you ready, Kyosuke? This is Irmgard Kazuhara, if I'm correct, is his full name. He actually first appears in Super Robot Wars 4. Very cool character. You'll love him. Believe me. If you don't love him, you have some problems. He pilots a badass mech later on. I won't say any more. I won't say any more about his character or anything like that because you'll see him develop slowly. Not as much as if you played Ryusei. He's more on Ryusei's route than anything, but that's beside the point. Yes, sir. Good, I'll collect the data now. Thank you, Lieutenant Irm. The Wildbird's here is our first valuable PT. Treat her well. We don't want her to get wrecked while the commander is away. Roger that. Then begin, and have some fun. They're only paint rounds. Yes, sir. Paint rounds powerful enough to shoot you down! This guy is a complete ass dickhole. He's trying to take down Kyosuke for some reason. But I'll explain the basics now, I guess. Here, you can pull up your menu. It has end phase, of course, in your phase. Units, you can go here and check out your units. We have the, and it'll bring, if you click on the actual unit itself, it'll bring you to the actual unit. This is the Wild Reptier FM. It's a flight mode. Mission. Excuse me. Winning conditions, all enemies shot down. Losing conditions, Kyosuke shot down. Now, if you go to the right, you can get the Battle Mastery. That is right, there is actual skill points, Battle Mastery, whatever you want to call them, are in here. If you want the super duper special ending, you have to get almost every single one of them. But don't worry, if you're watching this, well, you're going to get the special ending either way, because I'm going to be getting every single one of them. This one is easy. All enemies shot down within 2 turns. Very simple. Here you have Search. This is where you can go to look up spirits. Now, if there was other units, you'd see their spirits here too. And if there's 2 people that had focus, when I go here, it would show other names, and I could just click on them, and it'll take me to them right away. Now, system, if you want the grid on or off, I prefer it on. BGM, you can keep or change it, it's up to you, I keep it. Buttons, left and normal or left, again, I'm not going to mess with that. Save, you can save anytime in the game, except for the enemy phase. Though, if I'm correct, you can kind of glitch it out to save on the enemy phase, or even before enemy attacks if you do it really quick enough. And that's one way of playing the RNG. Just keep reloading until you get a critical or they miss. I won't be doing that, but that's there if you want to. Here, we'll look at the status then. Right here is the main screen that has pretty much all the information that you kind of need at the moment. Right here we have the Wildbird we're piloting. Its HP and its energy. Obviously, it's going to use energy for some attacks. Kyosuke is his name. He's level 4. Will, it becomes really necessary in this game. The higher will, the more damage you do. And also, there's certain moves in the game that will require you to have a certain amount of will. To gain will, you need to either die. Each character has a specific will gain set. And I can easily link you down at the bottom of the description if you guys want to. Just comment below if you would like. But yeah, sometimes, I'm not sure what Kyosuke's is particularly, but you know, like if he takes a hit, you know, he'll gain 2 will, blah blah blah. But if you kill an enemy, you get 5 will right away. And if I'm correct still, it's the same. If one of your allies kills an enemy, everybody gains 1 point of will. Beat is how many enemies you killed. Need is for the level, obviously. And support is for support attack or support defense. You have to have one, at least do one, either of them. We have none on him right now. Unit. Here you'll find out pretty much all the information you need to know about your unit. Move, it has a really good mobility. It's pretty agile too. This is a really good unit too. Later on, it'll get much better, believe me. Armor is it's crappy right there, honestly. This is more of a real type unit. Type right now it's air, obviously. Abilities, if there was any abilities, it would be there. You'll see that later on. Now, if you move over to the right, it tells you the size of it. The cost is if it gets destroyed, that's how much it'll cost to actually repair it. Here's how well it'll do on all the different terrains: air S, ground A, water B, and space S. Parts is if you have any parts equipped to it. W space stands for weapon space. I'll go further into that when we get to an intermission screen where we're actually able to do something. Now to pilot info. Here we have Kyosuke Numbu. I already went over all the stuff at the top where his name is. Now it shows his stats: melee, range, defense, hit, evade, and for some reason I can't remember what MAN stands for. Not at the moment. I'm not too sure. For some reason it's eluding me. But pilot points is another thing I'll go into after we get into an intermission stream where we can actually do something. Spirit points, that's how you use spirits, which I'll go into after this. And below that is the 2 spirits that we actually have. Well, before we do that, let's go to weapon info and see what we got. We have the AA missile, AG missile, and aerial bomb missile, bomb beam cannon. Now, as you can see, it tells you the damage, which is the base damage it can do. Now, it'll fluctuate depending on how low your will is or how high it is. The higher it is, the more damage it'll do. The lower it is, the lower damage it'll do. It can do less than that depending on how much defense the actual enemy has themselves, and your will. The range, it can only attack between 2 and 7, so you get between, a character 1 space, it's not going to be able to use it. Hit, that's pretty much a accuracy bonus for using that specific weapon. Okay, so that's that one. Here's aerial bomb. You can only use that at range 1. It gives you plus 35 hit, and it has a pretty good base damage. Now you see the P right by it. That stands for post movement. Now if I were to use AA or AA missile, I would have to use it before I actually move. Otherwise, when I actually did move and I go to it, try to use it now, it would not work. Like, let's say for shits and giggles, I move right here, I wouldn't be able to use it. Now, if I was right here, I could be able to use it, because it's a non-post movement attack. Now, the arrow bomb, I could go over here, move, and use it. Okay, whoops. That's the same for beam cannon. Also, another thing I need to explain, since we're on beam cannon, you can see it shows will on the bottom screen. If there is a row requirement, it will tell you what it is. Energy, how much it uses. The beam cannon just so happens to use 30 energy. It drains a lot. But it is a really good weapon. It really is. Skill, if it has any special thing, it does. And how well it does on each terrain. That is right. There is a terrain bonus, pretty much, for each weapon. Like, this will do better in air than it would on ground, maybe. I'm not sure. Because, well, I can't transform right now. It tells you if you have any ammo, because certain weapons do need ammo, like these ones right here, which I'm going over. It's an energy-based weapon, it tells you. Like these ones, it also says this is a missile. They are all ranged, as it tells you. The critical, again, is like hit. It's just a bonus, pretty much. This gives you a critical plus 10 bonus of chance of actually criticaling. Okay, next up is Spirit. Spirits are like your magic. Think, focus... Well, think of... There's a spirit here called Trust. Think of that as like the cure in Final Fantasy. Trust, for I think 20 spirit points, don't quote me, we haven't got to that point yet, and I haven't memorized it, will heal you for not random, but a select unit for 2,000 HP. Here you have Excel. It improves movement by 3, not moving keeps the effect. And here we have Focus. Raises hit and evade rates by 30% for 1 turn. It's for 1 full turn, so that means... And a turn is your turn and your enemy turn. That counts as a 1 full turn. So anyways, we're going to go ahead and use a Focus. We're going to move on up over here. And what you want to do is place yourself in the middle of everybody here, so they can all get attacking on you. You can also actually go into over here to them, but since we don't, since we haven't fought them yet, we can't get any information on them. Since we only have 2 turns, you want to try to get into the place where you can also attack them and they can attack you. But anyways, we can only do 1 move here right now because we're not 1 space close. We're not close enough to use the aerial bomb. There's really no need to either. Here's the next screen. This is your battle screen. You can choose to watch the animation or not watch the animation. It happens on the counterattack when your enemy attacks you. You can choose that also. And when we actually do get attacked by somebody, I'll go further into detail. But we want to watch it. And also you can see the hit percentage of yours and the hit percentage of your opponent. By using focus, we have 0% chance of getting hit, which is awesome. So let's start by seeing some action. It's hard to balance. Is it because the moon has less gravitational pull? Oh well, let's do this. I will not in fact be reading the in-battle dialogue. I don't see a point because they keep repeating themselves after a while. But a lot of the animations are really short in this, so more than half the time I'll probably show every single animation. Here is the aftermath of the battle. The dollar sign obviously is the money you get. Paint rounds. That one was live. Lieutenant Colonel Haynes, this is Kyosuke. Do you copy?
You have an emergency call, sir.
Disregard it. He should be able to handle this himself. I wasn't aware the drones were loaded with live rounds. Am I obliged to report such matters to you? You bastard. What's going on? No matter. I gotta survive this. See, that son of a bitch, he actually did equip them with live rounds. But like I was saying, you get money at the top, the middle is your experience, and the bottom is, I forget, I can't, well, we'll see. But right here's the actual screen when you get attacked now. Now you can go to action, opens up. You can choose to either use a weapon to attack, evade, or defend. We want to attack because we want to get that skill point. And I'm just going to use, yeah, I'll use another beam since the actual tanks here have pretty heavy armor for the start. And if you're curious, Kyosuke's theme is Steel Beowulf. I will do my best to name all the themes that play for every single character. Just in case you actually want to go search them up. Yeah, pilot points is if you kill an enemy, you get a certain amount of pilot points. Which, again, I'll go further into later. Yeah, but Steel Beowulf is a really good song. You should hear the other versions. Even the one on the Wonder Swan is fantastic. It definitely does not show its age, in my opinion. Then again, I like 16-bit, 8-bit music, so I'm not really having a problem with it. See, we got 1 pilot point and a lot of money. And experience, too. And again, see, as you use a weapon with ammo, it goes down. Just in case you're curious. And the fighters here have better accuracy and stuff, and they're pretty good in the air, so they have a greater chance of hitting me. The tanks pretty much had no chance, since they don't do well in the air. Well, their weapons at least don't do well in the air. But look, we got a critical there, which you always have a chance, and we're lucky enough we took him down in 1 hit. The good thing about fighters are, besides, well, yeah, the good thing about fighters is they have really crappy armor and low HP, but they do have very, very high agility. So you do have to watch yourself, especially if you're like a super pilot. In a super. Ah, see, that was really close. Anyways, let's go ahead and mop this up. We'll go ahead and use a focus just to play it safe. And we'll go ahead and this should be more than enough to take that down. There we go. Ooh, a critical. Nice overkill. Thank you, Kyosuke. And we'll end our turn. And we're on turn 2, too. Turn 2, too. Wow. Counter. This also can happen. Oh, I also forgot to explain his skills. I didn't go into those, but we'll go into that later, since that'll be in the pilot points section. That's a skill your pilot can actually have. If it has counter, there's a great chance that you could counter a unit if I think you have higher skill than the actual unit. We just leveled up and we got a new skill point, which is Excel. We got Battle Mastery earned. It's time. Corporal, let's begin the emergency variable test. What if he transforms now? Why are the drones loaded with? Do not question my orders, Corporal. Yes, sir. Commencing variable test. That bastard set me up. I have no choice now but to play his game. Kyosuke, abort the mission and return to the base. You're exceeding your authority, Don't give me that. You're trying to kill him. Watch yourself, Lieutenant. Whatever happens, happens. This is how badass Kyosuke is. He goes through with it. It won't finish transforming. Ugh. Kyosuke.
Alert, the Wild Retriever went down in the ocean.
Alas, we lost a fine pilot. Mao Industries must be held accountable for this. Retrieve the unit and have it sent back to the moon. You bastard. And tell your former partner, Ring, this was all Mao Industries' fault. Bastard.
Lieutenant Colonel.
What? Didn't you hear my orders? Retrieve that mech.
But the pilot is alive, sir.
He survived that explosion? Kyosuke, do you copy? The devil's luck. Kyosuke does have it. You'll see more as I play the game. Well, I guess I'll just have to expel him from here. I'm okay. I think I broke some ribs, though. I managed to survive. Again. But here is the intermission screen, guys. Sadly, we cannot do anything right now, but actually save. So, we're going to do that. These are just 2 miscellaneous play files that we'll save over. But yeah, I would like to thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in the next episode. Later, guys.